Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. And every month, what I do is I just show you an overview of the dividends that I made each month. So we're at the end of March. Today's April 1st. And what I like to do is just kind of show you the activity within my M1 finance account. That's my stockbroker I like for dividend investing. And let's just jump right into it. And this is my dividend portfolio. You can see the value right now is $32,000. And let's take a look at the last month. We've had a pretty good month. Looks like we're up 5% overall. Let's take a look at the quarter overall. So overall for the quarter, the portfolio is down 1.59%. So we're trending back upwards. We had a bad couple of months. And what I like to do is go into the activity so I can show you what buys and sells I did, as well as the dividends I received for the month of March. Let's see if that goes back far enough. Let's go to the first day in March. And I'm just going to read through these real quick. Black Hills got a 466. Intel Corporation $1.90. Pinnacle West 328. Visa 63 cents. And then up next Aflac 367. And then Pfizer 438. Let's go to the next page. And this is my first deposit of the month. And every month, what I do is I do a minimum deposit of $200 per month. That's kind of my play money I put into the portfolio, and any extra is anything where I sell things on eBay, do surveys, or I get a paying gig with my band, and I put all that money into there. So I put in $250 my own money, and then it was there's 12 buys here for $264. So the $14.43 is dividends being reinvested. All the dividends that I make from each company gets reinvested back into the portfolio. And so we'll click on this. I did 12 buys at $264, no sells, and we can see here what I bought. And on T row, I adjusted it to actually buy $100 even, and the rest was distributed upon my allocation percentage. And my companies are allocated between 1 and 3%, and I'll show you that a little bit later. I have a tracking sheet, which I'll put a link below to Google Docs sheets, where you can see all my stocks. I have 60 stocks in the portfolio, and we'll just go here. McDonald's, $33. You can see I'm not going to read all of them, but $100. T row was the biggest buy, because T row is really having a hard time with struggling. It was going down. I thought it was a much better stock than what it was valued at with it going down. So I thought it was a good time to buy T row, at least in my opinion. Same with Home Depot. You can see other stocks here, just buying bits and pieces, fractionals. So that was that buy there, the 264. And then I got another dividend on March 7th. So we're just going through these chronologically from March 1st all the way through. So Southern Company 264. And then we did, I decided to sell 2 positions. So this is not a deposit. This was, I decided to get rid of 2 companies. Will go into this and take a look. And I decided to replace Dover and Colgate with 3 different, actually 2. Best Buy was brand new, and HP was brand new, and JP Morgan already had. So I kind of swapped these for I thought were better dividend growth stocks. Even though I know Dover's been paying a really long, they have a really long dividend streak, but their last raise is really low, and their dividend percentage they pay currently is pretty low. Same with Colgate's kind of been really flat for a lot of years. So I thought Best Buy and HP would be better over the long term for me, so I swapped them out. And that's what this transaction was. And then up next, got a dividend from Amgen, then Johnson & Johnson, Exxon, nice $10.20 dividend, Microsoft, $1.52, Target, Honeywell, Prudential, Walgreens, Yum, 3M, and then all these dividends. I have a trigger. Well, with M1, you can set it. I'll show you. You can auto invest, and once you hit $25, that's the minimum threshold. It'll auto buy. So this is an auto buy. I had the the auto buy on. So let's take a look and see what it bought. So these are dividends being reinvested. Bought more Best Buy, Kimberly-Clark, and Starbucks from that. And then next up, another dividend, Avista 564, Dover, which I'd sold. That would be my last dividend from them. Hershey's 253, Kellogg's 244. Next page. McDonald's on the 15th, 439. And then O Realty, it's a monthly, very popular monthly paying dividend, REIT. And up next, Tyson 290. Then I did a deposit, $200, and then 15 buys, and then the 466 is dividends being reinvested. Let's see what I bought. You see a little bit of everything. So there's 15 buys, no sells, and we'll see what looks like. Starbucks is the biggest thing bought. And you can also pause the screen to see what I bought too. Okay, where do we leave off here? Deposit the buys. Duke Energy on 16th, paid $518. Then I did another deposit. This was from a show. Played for. It was a 4-hour show. So got $130 and put it right into and invested it. And so another $27.96 those dividends being reinvested. So let's see what I bought with my hard work here. So 17 more buys. See, Illinois Tool Works. Let's see what the biggest buy was here of the group. Looks like Pepsi was the biggest one. So let's see where did we leave off that buy. And then I did this is a large deposit for me at least on this because this is not my main way of investing. This is just a dividend portfolio. I put a couple $100 in usually every month, but I took part of a work bonus and popped it in here. And we'll take a look and see what I bought. So 46 buys. It bought more shares of almost every company I own, except for 14 of them. So we'll take a look at the buys here. You can see they're kind of spread out, even though $1,500 is a pretty good chunk of change. It's spread out. Let's see what it really bought. See if there's any larger ones. Pepsi, $80 so far is the largest one. Let's see. Where else? So Apple, so it really spread this money across the whole portfolio, which I like. So it's going to increase the dividends for all of these. And that's the thing, when you buy more dividend growth stocks, you're just increasing your future dividends. And up next is Home Depot, $3.44. Lockheed Martin, $2.13. T. Rowe, I bought a bunch of this and took advantage of the downside on this, and I'm going to be getting more dividends. And then up next is Broadcom, 203, Digital Realty, F&F, Pepsi, Waste Management, Extra Space, and looks like I had a last buy here. One buy, and this is from dividends being reinvested. Let's see what I bought. Lowe's. Lowe's has been down too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my tracking sheet. And again, I'll put a link below in the description so you can see exactly what I own. And on this sheet, it tracks the company ticker. This is my allocation percentage for each of the 60 companies, and I have them color coded between the different shades of green, depending on which month they're going to pay their dividends. And the current share price, you can see, is just a simple Google Finance function, and the shares are pulled from. I just do a data dump. It's a simple copy and paste special values. And where I get that from is I get it from here in the holdings. And all I have to do is just copy right from here. Copy. And I can paste it in. Put values only. That's all you do. And you could use this sheet. And what it will do is it'll populate the number of shares. You don't have to type in the number of shares after all these buys you do, or your cost basis. That's what automatically populates there with just a simple copy and paste. So on this sheet, you can see what I like to track is the gain and loss. And the gain loss also factors in the dividends that I have paid throughout my ownership of the stock. And I've got the current yield and the yield on my cost. And this is the dividend date. This is when it's going to actually pay into my M1 account. And these dates are 1 day later because it takes 1 day for M1 to transfer the money over. So you'll notice things are actually for Aflac it actually paid on March 1st, but it took 1 day to get to my account, so that's the day I count. So then I estimate the dividend is really simple. I just take the number of shares times the quarterly dividend and get an estimated dividend. So the dark green, those are my dividend payers in March. I already read them in the activity log of M1. And if we add these all up, we get 99.25. And we're on 2022. I'll go to that. So I've done is I've carried over that amount here in March. And so I've been tracking this since the very first month when I started doing these videos, and tracking this was January of 2021. And you can see where we started at 18.7 to 29.7. And we'll see where we're at now. We're up to 32 in April. So you can see, let me go back to 2021, and you can see all the dividends that have been paid. By the month, you can see the last month of each quarter is always going to pay the most if you have probably 20, 30 or more dividend companies, dividend paying companies. So that's why the third month of each quarter is the largest, and you can see it's trending upwards. And you can see the average monthly dividend. What I do is I take all the dividends for the quarter, so add up all of them, and I get right now the quarterly total is 229.11. So I have to add in O-Realty twice because it pays monthly. So I have to add that 419 in twice to get the 229, and then divided by 3, and that is how I get the average monthly dividend. And we can see that it's just been trending up from, I started tracking this in May 2021. You can see from 50 going up to 65 in December, and where we're at now keeps going up, up, up. So no matter what the market's doing, as long as you're buying dividend growth stocks, your average monthly dividend income is going to keep climbing. And we can see this too. There's other things I track here, as well as the dividends by quarter. We'll go back to 2021. You can see it just keeps going up and up and up. See my deposit's a little bit lumpy, so that's kind of a smaller month. It's a larger month. Let's go back to 2022. You can see I put in my work bonus, so that really cranked it up. I think in April it's going to be probably smaller. It's going to be probably closer to $400, but we'll see. And we'll go back to the tracking sheet, and on this sheet it's kind of handy where I can look and see what M1's going to buy. If I were to put a deposit in today, I'm going to sort the my companies by the market value, and these are the ones I sold: Visa, 3M, Dover. And so if I put a deposit in, it's going to buy Best Buy and Walgreens. It's going to buy these things first, and then also here's the 2%ers. It's going to buy Lowe's up to that 531 mark to catch up to FitB. It's going to take then that group then to try to catch up to Home Depot. It tries to level everything off. And same with the 3%ers. Let's take a look. It'll buy some McDonald's before anything. So the 2%, it'll probably buy Lowe's the most, is what I'm guessing. And the reason I'm just kind of showing you this is what I'm going to be buying based on my allocations, and having M1 kind of do it for me. So it's not investment advice. It's just kind of, maybe you want to take a look at those companies yourself. So let's see, the next thing to cover is dividend raises, and I've highlighted or bolded the companies that did a dividend raise that were effective in this month. So we can see Yum Brands, Prudential, Avista, Tyson, and I'll show you details on one of them. Home Depot did a raise, and T. Rowe. So then what I do is I track, and the dividend raises for March, it was in effect I got $2.09 more for the month. So that would be equivalent to me putting in $290 to get that same effect. But I got it for free because these companies decided to raise their dividend. And let's take a look at Yum Brands, which you may not know the name, but they are one of the restaurants in our portfolio is Taco Bell. So think of Taco Bell when you think of Yum Brands. And you can see here from the last quarter, they paid a 50 cents per share dividend, and they did a 14% increase, a pay raise of 14%. So for every share, it's 57 cents now. So next year, who knows? We'll see what they do for their dividend raise. You can see here, just historically, they've had double-digit raises, with the exception of 2021. It's probably because of the pandemic. It was 6.4%, and they more than doubled it after. So we'll see what they do in 2023. Maybe another 10 to 15%. Who knows? So just want to cover that. And let me go back to the tracking sheet. I also want to show you too that I've already received some dividends in April. You can see I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dividends just for waking up this morning in these companies. So an extra $16.54 from these companies, which is nice. And so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you the dividends I got. So just to sum it up again, $99.25, almost $100 for the month. So I guarantee in June it's going to be over 100. So we'll see what happens. So let me know what you guys got for dividends for the month of March. Really curious to see that. And if you're looking to invest in dividend stocks, go ahead and look at the link below with M1, and I'll leave a referral link. And I recommend M1. It's great for a dividend investor. It's really simple and easy to use. So that's all I had. Everyone have a great weekend. Bye.